Envision a giant get-together played by a ceaseless number of stars, planets, and moons all playing together amazingly. In any case, there is one unequivocal piece of this symphony that has astounded space experts for a truly delayed time interval: exoplanets. Exoplanets are standard planets that exist outside our planetary framework, stowed away somewhere down in the smooth manner. You may be amazed to find that among the monster number of vast items, there are exoplanets so like Earth, so tantalizingly tantamount yet astounding that they may be our planet sublime twin. We hop into the fascinating region of Proxima B, tracked down 4.2 light-years away. The James Webb Space Telescope is upsetting our excursion for a perception of these heavenly insider facts. Envision a subsequent when your psyche experiences across the huge galactic region of our existence, the smooth way which is home to more than a quadrillion exoplanets. That is a number with 15 zeros to put this number in setting. If each of these exoplanets were the size of a grain of sand, we wouldn't essentially fill the excellent gully. However, we would have with the end result of making one more land achievement on Earth, an excellent ravine 2.0 that would stretch out for a tremendous distance. It's for the most part amazing that around 20% of these great bodies have been relegated Earth-like, to the extent that geology and air structure that implies there's a one of every 5 possibility finding a twin of our planet. And the story doesn't end there. Shut by these planets, there could be another quadrillion moons, harsh satellites like our moon, caught in gravitational hit the dance floor with their parent planets, assuming you some way or another figure out how to think about finding another body in space that harbors life, or could do. So the universe offers a surge of risk since we have fanned out the material of outstanding scale, its chance to present the expert talented laborer, ready to paint its perplexing subtleties. The James Webb Space Telescope, this glorious Sherlock Holmes, with its intensified focal point of convergence, dislodged by adaptable focal core interests, beats even the most exceptional optical instruments. We're not examining any point of convergence at 6.5 m in fundamental mirrors, 2.7 times more prominent than Hubble's. Envision the best detail it can isolate. Indeed, even in the littlest gleam of a star, billions of light years away and afterward at, that assess the subtleties of rotating around planets. What compels the James Webb Telescope progressive isn't brown nose, it's seeing power, yet in addition its high-level innovation, including progress sensors. Furthermore, spectrographs, these gadgets can do fundamentally more than essentially notice. They can examine and channel the exceptional light, really take a look at fragrance or reflected by terrific items to translate their cool's amicability, thickness, and shockingly mass, going probably as a space specialist. They can choose whether a planet has water natural combinations or indeed even oxygen. The James Webb Space Telescope can reply these requests, raising it from a basic onlooker to a legitimate virtuoso. It's not simply a development over its precursor Hubble. It's more similar to a quantum hop in the occasion that Hubble's revelations confounded you plan for a real event of brilliant revelations. Similarly, as we broaden our look across the convoluted scene of the universe, we're focusing in on one unequivocal star in the heavenly show, Proxima B. Since its disclosure in 2016, this puzzling planet has stood out as a Shakespearean legend stacked up with multi-layered plan and issues, dazzling stargazers and anthropologists. The same what's going on with all the coral. Most importantly, Proxima B is essentially in our cosmic region, simply 4.2 light-years from Earth. To place it in setting on the remote possibility that you could beat the general speed limit and go at the speed of light, you would appear in to some degree over 4 years, about the same measure of time it takes for your most loved program to fall into backruns. In any case, how about we jump further into why this proximity is so critical? We're inspecting a universe that widens in abundance of 93 billion light-years from one finish to another, so tracking down a planet so close and consequently inspiring for sensible investigation is like review as a pearl in a pile the size of Mount Everest, a jewel that potentially holds secrets about presence itself in the amazing weaving of the universe. Proxima B is a complex line offering us huge bits of data that could reevaluate how we understand reasonableness and life past Earth. It's not just Proxima's closeness to Earth that invigorates laid out trained professionals, yet in addition the enrapturing signs that this planet isn't simply Earth-like, yet possibly Earth 2.0. Proxima bits calmly in what space experts call the livable zone of its parent star, where conditions are neither too hot nor exorbitantly cold, yet spot on for fluid water to exist. Envision fountains, wandering streams, enormous lakes, and maybe seas as profound. What's more, confounding as a Mariana Channel. Anyway, before we start dreaming about going on Proxima B, we ought to contemplate 2 or 3 its attributes. Driving a single day on this captivating exoplanet perseveres through a vacillating 11 days. Envision dawns that not simply present one more day, yet spread out leisurely, restricting, giving way to evening and dusks that stand by, making splendid hours that picture takers long for, while it sounds pure, likewise as colossal suggestions for its environment and decency. How might human biorhythms change as per the examples of light and dull on Proxima B? Would we truly need to eat 3 or multiple times as much in a solitary day on that planet? Would we rest the same way on this very astounding world? The key examples of life, to the extent that we know them, would be both tantalizingly comparable and frustratingly impossible to miss. It's like nature is giving us a question enclosed by a question, testing how we might interpret what makes a planet tenable. You could consider how we can assemble exact and strong data about a world we've never visited. The James Webb Space Telescope conveys every one of its abilities like a monster Swiss armed force blade. It's more than simply a telescope. It's an extraordinary research lab in the vacuum of room. On account of its inventive innovation, cosmologists notice planets as well as likewise look at them through a crystal of logical instruments that would make CSI labs look straightforward. Utilizing progressed spectrographs, the Webb telescope can examine the light created and reflected by these distant planets. Every component or compound in a planet's environment retains or creates light at a particular recurrence. By zeroing in on these examples, scientists can play out a far-off biopsy of heavenly bodies, deciding not just environmental strain and thickness, yet likewise the conceivable presence of mixtures major for life like water, natural carbon molecules, and even oxygen. Space science isn't simply cosmology, it's space criminal science. We don't wait around passively trusting that hints will come to us. We effectively look for them, investigating the particles and iotas that make up these bewildering universes. The Webb telescope isn't simply an eye overhead, it's a profoundly particular exploration lab, subject matter expert, and huge investigator all in one. It permits us to turn our theory and hypotheses about outsider universes into methodologies to verify or refute them. Changing comprehension, we might interpret what could exist past our blue speck, right when you thought you had uncovered the most dazzling layers of this cosmic onion. The story wanders off in an unusual heading, similar as in any science fiction spine chiller. Specialists utilizing the James Webb Space Telescope got Something amazing from Proxima B. Signal so shocking that it spread all through the scholarly lobbies and social media, named as a likely techno signature was an electromagnetic outflow so baffling and complicatedly planned that it could highlight the presence of a high-level progressed. The aggregate heartbeat of mankind appeared to stop at the zenith of a disclosure that promised to reshape our viewpoint on reality. Might the sign at some point be the authentic affirmation that we are not alone in the universe, and similarly as rapidly as it seemed, the sign vanished without continuing, leaving behind a stunning quiet as well as likewise a labyrinth of unanswered inquiries and frothing theories. Was it just a transient heavenly oddity, a happy occasion of enormous game plan, or something different, purposeful, a coded message, or even an indication of extraterrestrial insight? The single mission cast a sorry excuse for secret over Proxima B, touching off wild discussion and hypothesis. Was it just a passing oddity, or is it part of a much bigger story, more mind-boggling than we can envision? Yet stand by the record of our fantastic examination is incomplete. The ink has not yet dried and new parts are as yet being composed. This time it's not simply standard scientists, however, Harvard researchers who are driving a adjust in context as we proceed our look for extraterrestrial life. They are not happy with simply investigating the signs and peculiarities we've talked about up until this point. They are raising the stakes by turning the James Webb Space Telescope into a kind of Goliath night vision telescope. They plan to look for fake light sources in both the dim and illuminated areas of far-off universes we're checking out. Stunning conceivable outcomes, for example, the chance of recognizing fake adaptations of urban areas sparkling in obscurity, like splendid SPS envisions seeing the shining light emanations could be a city murmuring with the presence of a high-level human progress exuding its gleam into the tremendous huge seas. As we keep on loosening up the secrets of the universe, the endeavor for extraterrestrial life takes on new viewpoints past the prompt interest in Proxima B. Our incredible chase digs further into the monstrous new districts of Spa